Hello everyone, welcome to today's video and this is your friend Bharat Shankar. In the year 2020, Adani's net worth was less than $10 billion and he was nowhere near to becoming India's richest man because Mukesh Ambani's net worth was 5 times more than Gautam Adani's net worth, which was around $50 billion at that time. But then in these last 2 years, a person who was not even close to becoming India's richest man at one point became the world's second richest person, surpassing business tycoon Jeff Bezos. And this is not the first miracle in Gautam Adani's life, because a similar miracle happened in the year 2018, where Gautam Adani was an unknown name in the airport operating sector, but in just 3 years, Gautam Adani became India's biggest airport operator, accounting for over 25% of the cargo movements in the country. And also the story of how Gautam Adani became the biggest airport operator in India is a mystery in itself. And also the way Gautam Adani destroyed the competition is no less than a Bollywood film. So today we are going to talk about this fascinating business case study, which is also unbelievably entertaining. But before we go forward with this entertaining story, I would like to tell you that me and my team, we really work very hard to make such quality videos for you. And if you would like to appreciate the effort we put in making such videos, then you can hit the like button and like the video, and also press the red button to subscribe to the channel. So now let's begin with how Adani Group acquired their first airport business. So in February 2019, the Government of India invited private players to take over the operations, management and development of 6 airports. And these 6 airports are Ahmedabad, Lucknow, Mangalore, Jaipur, Guwahati and Thiruvananthapuram airports. And in total, 26 companies came forward to bid for these airports, but out of all these market players, only one company got all the airports. And you guessed it right, it was Adani Group. If you see, before Adani Group came into picture, the government had very strict rules which allowed only experienced companies to bid for airport projects. And Adani Group never had any experience operating commercial airports. But then all of a sudden the government changed their rules, saying they wanted diversified infrastructure players. And miraculously, Adani Group managed to get all the 6 airport projects even without having any prior experience. And of course, rules were changed, which only allowed or enabled Adani Group to participate in the bidding. But how Adani won the bidding for all the 6 airports is a different story. So to understand this whole story, we have to understand the old and new revenue models the government followed to give the airport projects. So first, let's talk about the old revenue model. So in the old revenue model, airport operators had to share a certain percentage of revenue with the government, or specifically speaking with the Airport Authority of India. And to give you an example, GMR Group, which is a famous airport operator, had agreed to share 45.99% of the revenue with the Airport Authority of India for developing Delhi Airport. And for Mumbai Airport, the GVK Group offered 38.7% of revenue sharing. But then the Airport Authority of India felt that these companies were smartly using legal methods to hide a lot of revenue, because of which the Airport Authority of India decided to change the revenue sharing model. And that's where comes the new revenue model. So if you see, it was very difficult for the Airport Authority of India to track the revenues earned by these companies. But it was much easier for the Airport Authority of India to track the number of passengers going through the airport every single day. So that's why in the new revenue model, the Airport Authority of India did not want revenue sharing, but instead they wanted fees per passenger, which means they wanted airport operators to pay a fixed fees for each passenger traveling from that airport. Which means now under the new revenue model, if a company wants to win in the bidding to get the airport project, then it has to offer the highest per passenger fees. And this is where Adani Group nailed it, where they offered higher fees per passenger than all the well-established airport operating companies. And you can take Ahmedabad Airport as an example, where GMR Infra offered 85 rupees per passenger fees, NIF and Zurich offered 146 rupees per passenger fees, but Adani Group offered 177 rupees per passenger fees. And Adani Group did precisely the same for Lucknow, Mangalore, Jaipur, Guwahati and Thiruvananthapuram airports. And because of these reasons, many believe, according to the new bidding process under the new revenue model, it was pretty obvious and fair to give all the airports to Adani. And they also say why not? As long as the government is getting good revenues from these airports, they feel it is a very good decision. But having said that, few people also point out saying that it would have not been possible for Adani to win all the 6 airport projects if the government had not changed its rules. So what rules did government change? So the airport projects or contracts given to the Adani are for 50 years. And this is happening for the first time, because earlier the leasing period was only 30 years. So before, Airport Authority of India had a strict rule of not giving more than one airport project to a single bidder or a single company. And the Airport Authority of India even said that they made this rule to avoid monopoly. But after Adani came into picture, they have changed this rule, allowing a single bidder or a single company to get multiple projects, because of which Adani was able to win 6 airport projects at a time. And some also support this change of rule, saying that when this rule was made, at that point of a time there were only 15 to 20 airports. But today there are around 107 non-military airports, because of which it is justified to allow a single company or a single bidder to get multiple projects without the risk of monopoly. And along with that, Airport Authority of India had one more rule which allowed only those players who had prior experience of operating airports to bid for new airports. But this rule was also changed, saying that in India only 5 to 6 players got experience of operating airports, and for the sake of diversification they have made changes in these rules. And as I had mentioned earlier, Adani Group never had any prior experience in operating airports, and without this change of rule, Adani Group was not even eligible to bid for the airport projects. And finally, the revenue model was also changed from revenue sharing model to per passenger fees. And many have criticized Airport Authority of India for changing these rules or bending these rules in favor of Adani. But on the other hand, the Niti Aayog or the Finance Ministry did not have any objection to these rule changes, and they even did not have any objection on Adani acquiring all the 6 airports. And if you think Adani's acquisition of these airport projects was something out of a South Indian film, then you should hear the story of how Adani took over or acquired the airport of India's finance capital, Mumbai. So Adani's timing in acquiring Mumbai airport was very accurate, because at that point of a time, aviation sector was on its knees due to the COVID-19 lockdown, and Adani had a big opportunity to play his card to win the Mumbai airport. So before Adani came into picture, the shareholders in Mumbai airport were Airport Company South Africa, which held 10% of the stake, Bidvest held 13.5% of the stake, Airport Authority of India held 26% of the stake, and GVK Group held around 50.5% of the stake. So of these shareholders, the GVK Group was in controlling position because they held the majority stake in the Mumbai airport. But GVK Group was debt ridden and the company was facing severe financial crisis. But still, they didn't wanted to give up their controlling stake in the Mumbai airport because they knew how much value it carries, and they also stopped any other company from entering their business in the Mumbai airport. And they had successfully done it to many companies in the past, but this time they did it to Adani, and they tried to stop Adani, and that was their mistake. So Adani was trying to buy 10% stake from Airport Company South Africa and was also trying to buy 13.5% stake from Bidvest. And out of these two offers, Bidvest accepted Adani's offer and was ready to sell their stake. And this is where GVK Group tried to stop Adani by stopping this deal, where GVK Group invoked their first right to refusal to buy the stake from Bidvest. So this means if Bidvest want to sell their stake, they must first offer it to GVK Group, and if GVK Group refuses to buy these shares or stake, only then Bidvest must look for other buyers. And as a result, GVK Group replaced Adani as the buyer and sought to acquire 10% stake from Airport Company South Africa and also 13.5% stake from Bidvest. So in total, GVK Group wanted to buy 23.5% of the stake for around 2,156 crore rupees. But as I had already mentioned, GVK Group's financial condition was not so good and the company was under heavy debt pressure. So they had no funds to buy this stake in Mumbai airport and they were looking for investors. And few months later, GVK Group successfully found some investors who were ready to fund their acquisition of 23.5% stake in Mumbai airport for around 2,156 crore rupees. And at this point of a time, everything was going according to the plan of GVK Group and they were about to beat or defeat Adani Group from the Mumbai airport business forever. But then something suddenly happened which was very shocking and surprising at the same time. So CBI receives an anonymous letter, and in this letter, GVK Group was accused of entering fake contracts on lands which was given by the government to airport and also misusing input tax credits of around 705 crore rupees. So now CBI opens an investigation against GVK Group and even CBI raids are conducted on GVK Group's office. And at this point of a time, Adani makes his entry where miraculously GVK Group sells their 50.5% stake in Mumbai airport to Adani for 0 rupees. But in exchange, Adani took over 12,000 crore worth of loan from GVK Group. And Adani did not stop there. Adani went to Airport Company South Africa and Bidwest and bought their stake in Mumbai Airport as well. And this is how Adani got 74% stake of Mumbai Airport, and this is how the shareholding pattern looks before and after Adani came into picture, where now Adani has a 74% controlling stake of Mumbai Airport, which means now Adani is the undisputed king who have full and total control over Mumbai Airport. And of course, we should also not forget to give credit to that person who sent that letter to the CBI informing about GVK's fraudulent activities. And if you know who that person is, then you can tell us in the comment section. And so this is how Adani Group, who did not have any experience operating an airport until 2018, is now India's biggest airport operator. And some call it fair and some criticize, but what is your opinion on this? You can write it in the comment section. So that's it for today, guys, and if you like the video, then please make sure to press the like button, which will make YouTube algorithm happy and help this video reach as many people as possible. And you can also press the red button to subscribe to the channel and also press the bell notification so that you get an immediate update as soon as we upload a new video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, this is your friend Bharat Shankar signing off.